Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the Terraform deployment options. State and code file management. State file management. To manage Terraform state files securely and in collaboration, it is recommended to use remote state management. Solutions like Amazon S3, Azure Storage accounts or Terraform Cloud. So we already have very detailed discussion regarding the state file management. We need to use remote state management, and for remote state management, we are having n number of options. One, it is Amazon S3, Azure Storage account or Terraform Cloud. Then the code management. For storing and managing our infrastructure code, it is essential to use version control systems such as Bitbucket, GitHub, or Azure Repos. We discussed in the last video regarding the code management. So the options we are having: Bitbucket, GitHub, and Azure Repos. Optimizing Terraform is execution and deployment. In terms of code implementation, which refer to executing the code, here is what we have done so far. So in terms of state management, we have used a storage account. In terms of version control, we have used Azure Repos. In terms of execution, Terraform code has been executed manually via the command line. However, we can enhance this process by implementing CI/CD pipelines using tools like Azure DevOps, Jenkins, GitLab, or Terraform Cloud to automate and streamline code execution. So, in terms of remote state management, we have implemented Azure Storage account. In terms of version control, we implemented Azure Repos. But till now, what we have done, whatever the Terraform lifecycle we have implemented, Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, we have executed all this command from our local machine. But in real time scenario, apart from this option, we do have two more options. One, I would say using CI/CD approach. Okay. And the second one we are having using Terraform cloud option. Okay. So we are going to have a dedicated video to discuss about the Terraform cloud implementation. And in terms of CI/CD implementation, we are having an options. Okay. And for this part, what we are going to select, we are going to select Azure DevOps. For Azure DevOps implementation, we are going to follow the below steps. And the steps are: create a dedicated organization and install the extension. A dedicated project will be created in Azure DevOps. A service connection between the Azure DevOps and Azure will be established and provide the SP access at subscription level. A dedicated repository will be created in Azure DevOps to store the code. A storage account will be set up in Azure to store the Terraform state file. A YAML file will be created to handle CI/CD pipeline. A variable group will be configured for managing environment specific variables. So in our upcoming videos, I'm going to do a demo on each and every steps. These are the high level steps we are going to follow for the implementation of Azure DevOps. Okay. So with this, we have completed the Terraform deployment options. In our upcoming videos, we are going to do a demo on each and every steps of Azure DevOps implementation. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you. Hi everyone, in this video we are going to start our Azure DevOps implementation. So the first thing which we need to create in Azure DevOps is organization. And once this organization is created, we are going to create a dedicated project for our Terraform implementation. I would say Terraform hyphen project. At organization level, we'll install an extension, and the extension it would be required for our Terraform implementation. At Terraform project level, we need to create a service connection which will be connected to our Azure. So let's start the demo. So I'm going to click on Open Azure DevOps. I'll mention my email ID. It is asking for verification. Code is 030815. We'll click on sign in. So I'm going to click on new organization. The organization name I will mention AK-edu org 1. Okay, so our organization has been created. I'm going to create a project name called as terraform-demo. We'll click on create. Okay, so as I do have mentioned, at organization level, we need to install some extension. We'll click on extensions, click on browse marketplace. So we are going to use Terraform in our ISC project. So I'm going to mention Terraform and we'll click on search. You see here we are having n number of options, but I'm going to select the first one because it is Microsoft certified. I'll click on get it free. So we want to install this Terraform extension in this organization. So Terraform has been installed in this organization, which means if you're going to have n number of projects, in each and every project, we are good to use the Terraform commands. Okay, this is the basic benefit of using extension. And the next step which we are pending to create a service connection. So I've clicked on project setting and then I will select the service connection option. We'll click on create service connection. I'll mention here Azure Resource Manager. Okay, I'll say Azure-SC. Click on grant access permission to all pipelines and we'll click on save. So our service connection has been created. So what we have done till now, we have created the organization and we have installed the Terraform extension because in this organization we have created Terraform-project and in this project we are going to use Terraform task. That's why we have installed Terraform extension. The second part is regarding the service connection. It is the bridge between our Terraform project and the Azure account. So we have created the service connection, but this service connection has created a entry in our Azure Active Directory. So what the next thing we need to do? We need to provide the access of this service principal to our dedicated subscription level. Then we are good to do the task. Okay, going to click manage app registration. So this is the service principal which is created inside our Azure Active Directory. I've copied the service connection name. I'll click on home, subscription. I'm going to click on pay as you go, then access control. Then I'm going to click on add role assignment. I'm going to give owner access. I'll select the member. I've already copied the value. I'll paste the value. So here it is, the AK-ED organization. Click on select. I'll click on next. I will click on allow user to assign all roles. Then review and assign. So we have added the role to this service principal. So till now we have done all the required steps for this implementation. We have created our organization. Then we have installed the Terraform extension, then created dedicated project. And in this dedicated project, what we have done, we have created a service connection. And the service connection is a bridge between our Terraform project and the Azure account. And this service principal created an entry in our Azure Active Directory. As you are already aware, Azure Active Directory and subscription, both of them are different thing. So whatever the service principal ID was created, we have given access at subscription level. So going forward, if you want to create or to manage or to do anything in Azure account, this service principal will be responsible for it. Okay. So in the next video, I'm going to do a demo on Azure Repo where we are going to store our. Okay. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Hi everyone, in this video, we are going to discuss about the Azure Repo implementation. So if you say Azure Repo, so by default, it creates a repository name with the same name of our project. Okay. So TF in this repository, I'm going to create a file name called as main. I have main.tf, and the configuration of main.tf, it would be the same from our state file demo code. Okay. And then what we are going to do, we are going to create a storage account to save our state file configuration. Okay. So let's start. So we are inside this Terraform-demo project. I'm going to click on repo. If you see, by default, it creates a repository of the same name of our project. So I'm going to click here on three dots. Then I will click on file name called as main.tf, and in main is the same code which we have used in our Terraform state file demo. If you see from line number 21 to 42, the first thing which we are doing, we are mentioning this module name as Linux VM. Then at the source, we are having the module present on this path, and then at the runtime, we are passing all these values. And here we are having our Terraform required providers. And here we have mentioned the backend Azure RM. The backend Azure RM is for remote state management where a state file is going to be stored. So we haven't created this storage account. Let me create it. In my Azure account, I'm going to click on a storage account. Then I will click on create. Then I'm going to click on create new. The storage account name is storage account hyphen resource group. And my storage account name is storage account 423. So it is already taken. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to update some random values. Okay. Let me update the same thing in my storage account name. To do for Azure Blob Storage, I want LRS because it is for demo purpose only. We'll click on review and create. Next thing which I'm going to do, I'm going to click on create. So our storage account has been created. Okay. So the first thing which we have to do, we have to change some configuration. By default, the blob access is not enabled. I will click on enabled and I will save this one. Then I'm going to click on containers, then plus container. The container name is TF state. Okay. And I will mention at container level. We'll click on create. So our storage account has been created and our container also. So I'm going to commit this code. Okay, so we are having our detailed code inside this Terraform-demo repo. So till now what we have done in Azure Repo, the repository which was created by default, we have created a file name called as main.tf. Inside main.tf, I have copy pasted the same code which we have used in a state file management demo. And the second thing which I have done, I have created a storage account which is going to store our state file. Okay, so in the next video, what I'm going to do, we are going to discuss about the CI/CD process in detail. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching the video. In this video, we are going to discuss about the CI/CD part. So firstly discuss what we have done till now. We have created an organization. In the organization, I have installed a Terraform extension. Okay. Then I have created a project, and inside this project, what I have done, I have created a service connection. Then I have copy pasted the code in Azure Repo, and then I created a storage account to store my state file. Okay, so I would say all these steps we have done till now. In terms of the code implementation, what we have discussed till day 8. Okay, so in terms of code, we discussed better to use version control system. And in market, we are having n number of version control system. And in this demo, what we have used Azure Repos. Then the second thing which we discussed about the state file. So for the state file, we discussed about the remote state management configuration, and we have implemented Azure, I would say, storage account. Okay, but in terms of running the code, what we were doing from our local machine, we were running the code. Is this clear? From a local machine, we were running Terraform init, then Terraform plan, then Terraform apply, and Terraform destroy. But we discuss in detail, apart from this, from the local machine approach, we do have one more options, I would say, for CI/CD and the Terraform Cloud part. So Terraform Cloud we are going to discuss in our upcoming videos. While the CI/CD part we discuss, we are going to implement Azure DevOps. Okay, and for the Azure DevOps, we have already created the organization, the project, the service connection, installing the extension, and the Azure Repo part. Okay, so what are the steps it would be required at Azure DevOps level? So in CI/CD part to implement, we need to write a YAML file. Okay, so I'm going to write a YAML file where I'm going to mention each and every steps in very detail. Okay, so let's start. So I'm going to click on pipelines. I will click on create pipeline. Here it is mentioned where is your code. My code is present inside Azure Repos. Okay, and this is my repo name, terraform-demo. I'm going to click on starter pipeline because it is a new configuration. I'll remove this one. So the first thing which I need to mention is regarding trigger. I'll mention none. If I'm going to do any changes inside my repo, it will not initiate this pipeline configuration. I have to manually run this pipeline configuration. Okay. As I do have mentioned, we are not going to run this configuration in local machine, but eventually when we are going to run Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, it will run on any virtual machine. Okay. So in this case, we are going to use Microsoft hosted virtual machine and the virtual machine image name is Ubuntu-latest. So when we are going to run our Terraform init, automatically a dedicated virtual machine will be given to us and the operating system of this virtual machine will be Ubuntu-latest. Okay. In YAML file, they do have multiple things. One is stages. Okay, in this stages we can have multiple stage. I would say stage 1, stage 2. To be more precise, we are good to say it would be my Terraform plan stage, and the second stage it would be my Terraform apply stage. Okay, in each stage we are going to have multiple jobs. Okay, and within each job we are going to have a steps. Okay, and in each steps we are going to have a. So the next thing which I need to mention, it is my stages. The next thing which I need to mention, it is stages. So in this example, I'm going to have a single stage only. So I'll mention stage, my first stage. What would be my stage name? I would say Terraform hyphen demo. Okay. And what would be my display name? I'll mention here Terraform hyphen demo. And in each stage, what we are going to have, we are going to have multiple jobs. So I'll mention jobs. In jobs, we are going to have job, and I will mention the job name as Terraform hyphen mentation. Okay. And display name, it would be same only. Then inside the job, we are going to have steps. And the first task which I'm going to have, it would be my Terraform installation. Why Terraform installation it is required? Because this is, as I do have mentioned, Microsoft is going to provide this virtual machine which is having Ubuntu latest image. So before running our Terraform configuration, we need to install Terraform. Okay. So I'm going to click here on show assistant and then I'm going to mention Terraform. If you see here, we are able to get this option of Terraform and Terraform tool installer. Why? Because at organization level, we have installed Terraform as extension. So once you installed an extension at organization level, so in project level, we are good to use it. Okay. So I'm going to click on Terraform tool installer. Which version I want? I want the latest one. Okay. So we have installed the Terraform part. Then after the installation, what is the first thing which we need to do? We need to do a Terraform init one. So I have to move my cursor just below this task and then need to select Terraform one. So this time I'm going to select the first option, which is basically responsible for running the Terraform. So here it is asking for my backend configuration. So the Azure backend service connection, I'm going to click here. See the service connection which we do have created, Azure-SC, need to select it. Then this is the resource group which we have created for our storage account configuration. Then we need to select our storage account and then our TFS state file, the container name. I will mention here demo-demo.terraform.tf state. I will click on add. See, it has all the details which is required for Terraform init. The second command which we are going to run, it would be my Terraform plan. I will say Terraform plan. Service connection, it would be Azure-SC. I'll click on add. So Terraform plan is also added. The next command which we are going to have, it is Terraform apply. If you want to add other commands like Terraform validate, Terraform output, we are good to use it. Okay. But in this example, I want to use a minimum command to run this pipeline configuration. So I'll click on apply. Again, the provider service connection it is going to ask. I'll click yes. So let me do a quick recall what we have done till now. So for trigger, I mentioned I do not want to run this pipeline. That's why I mentioned at none. Pool, the virtual machine image which we are going to use for this project, it is Ubuntu. Then we are having a multiple hierarchy. I would say stages are there. With then we are having jobs. Then we are having steps, and then we are having tasks. So this is the hierarchy which we need to learn while writing our YAML file. So in current example, what we are having only a single stage. So I mentioned terraform-demo. The display name is terra-demo. Then inside this stage, the job name is Terraform implementation. The first thing which we are doing, we are installing this Terraform inside this Ubuntu-latest. The second thing which I'm doing, the Terraform init command. The third thing which I'm doing, which is our Terraform plan. And finally, I'm doing Terraform apply. Okay. Let me quickly update the display name so that we can easily explore it more while running the pipeline. Terraform display name, I would say Terraform-install. Then the second thing which I'm going to mention, it would be for Terraform init. Then we are going to have Terraform plan. And finally, we are going to have Terraform apply. So I'm going to click on save and run. So what it is going to do, it will create a new file name called as azure-pipelines.yaml inside our main branch. Okay. So let me click on save and run. See, we are getting an error. Stage terraform-demo has invalid name. The valid name only contains alphanumeric character and underscore, may not start with a number. So we are getting an error in our YAML file. So what I have to do, I have to click on three dots and then edit pipeline. So let me replace terraform hyphen with terraform underscore, and this one also with hyphen with underscore. Let me click on validate and save. I will click on save. Then I'm going to click on run. Again, click on run. See, it is showing our job name as Terraform implementation. If you see here, all the process has been completed. So the first step is Terraform installation. This Terraform version has been installed in our Linux machine. Then our Terraform init. If you see, Terraform has been successfully initialized. Then our Terraform plan, if you see what are the resources it is going to create, it is providing a list of 6 resources. One, it is our virtual network, then our subnet, our resource group, our public IP, our NIC card, and our Linux virtual machine. And finally, it is going to implement the apply. If you see here, all the 6 resource has been created. Let me quickly verify from the Azure portal. We click on resource group. See, demo hyphen hyphen RG resource group has been created and it has all the 6 resources. Let me check the storage account resource group also. There should be one state file. So we do click on containers. Then on TF state, this is the state file which is created. So what we have done till now, when we were running the things from our local machine, we have implemented version control system. We stored our code inside the Azure Repos. The second thing which we did is remote state management. We stored our code inside the Azure Storage account. And this part, what we have done, Terraform init, Terraform plan, and Terraform apply, we did it through manual process. But in terms of CI/CD part, what we have done, the version control system is same like we have used Azure Repos. While in the case of remote state management, still it is same like we have used Azure Storage account. But in the case of running the code, what we have done, we have written a YAML file. Okay, and in this YAML file, we mention the first thing about Terraform installation part, then Terraform init, then Terraform plan, and Terraform apply. If you see, the end result is what? To create a infra and Azure account. This part is same, but while running a CI/CD part, we don't need to run the things from our local machine. We are good to run the things using pipeline. So till now, whatever the pipeline I do have implemented, it is a very basic pipeline. Like we in the YAML file, we mentioned install, init, plan, and apply. In my next video, we are going to have a very detailed discussion how are we going to more customize this YAML file in terms of running the whole thing in 2 stages, stage 1 and stage 2. In stage 1, it would be all about Terraform plan phase complete, and in stage 2, we are going to have Terraform apply stage. And before moving from Terraform plan to Terraform apply, we need to take approvals. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to update the YAML file with more customization. Okay, so with this, we have completed this demo. So in the last video, we had a very detailed discussion regarding the pipeline configuration. So in this video, we are going to enhance it. If you remember, in the YAML file which we have created in a single stage, what we were doing, we were running the Terraform init command, then Terraform plan and Terraform apply. Okay, but in real time scenario, we are not going to follow this approach. In real time scenario, we are going to have one stage which is going to be dedicated for my plan. Then in the next stage, what we are going to do, we are going to apply it. Before implementing the apply, what we need to get? We need to get the approval. Okay. If your manager approves the configuration, if it looks good to him, then only you're good to apply. You can't bluntly run the Terraform init plan apply in a single stage. Okay. And one more thing which we are going to do, we are going to customize our YAML file using variable group. Okay. So let's start the demo. So I'm going to click on new pipeline. My source code is present inside the Azure repository, then terraform-demo. So I'm going to click on existing Azure pipelines YAML file. My YAML file name is multi-stage.yaml, and then I'm going to click on continue. If you see here, the whole code is divided into two stages. One, it is for my plan, and then second stage, it is for apply. And for plan and apply, we are going to get the approval. For this one, what we have created environment, and then inside the environment, we have mentioned the user who's going to approve it. So it is a demo environment, so it would be done by me, but in real time scenario, it would be your team lead or manager who's going to approve the code. Let me click on environments. See, this is the environment which is created, and the approval name is my only. Okay, let me cancel it. Trigger, it would be none because we do not want to initiate the pipeline for any changes. This should be manually run. Again, we are going to use Ubuntu-latest to run my pipeline. So we have created a variable group for this implementation, and the variable group name is terraform-vg. And the whole process is divided into two stages. One stage is demo-plan and the another one is demo-apply. So if you see here on demo-plan, the first thing which we are doing for installation of our Terraform, once the Terraform is installed, we are running Terraform in it, then doing a validation, and finally doing our Terraform plan. But if you see, rather than hard coding a value, what I have done, I have created a variable for it. And all these variables value are declared inside the terraform-vg. And this is the variable group name, and see all the values I have updated here. So rather than hard coding the value in our YAML file, it is always recommended to create a variable for them, and all the variables will be called from the variable group. And if you see in the Terraform in demo-plan stage, we are only implementing the plan. But in the case of demo-apply, we are doing the Terraform init, then validation, then plan, and finally we are doing apply. Okay. While implementing the Terraform plan command, we discuss if you are going to mention -out and with a file name. So all the configuration, it would be saved in this file name. So whenever we are going to run Terraform apply with a file name, all the configuration, it would be implemented. The same thing we are doing here. If you notice, the Terraform plan we are creating, and then this Terraform plan we are saving inside demo-plan, and Terraform apply, at Terraform apply time, we are just calling this command file name called demo-plan, and then we are running the configuration. So let me run this YAML file. So it is asking for permission. Basically, it is asking for variable group permission. I'll click on permit. Demo-plan should be started. So the first thing, Terraform installation, then Terraform init, then Terraform task, I would say, then Terraform plan. This Terraform task is basically responsible for Terraform validate command. See, it has not started Terraform apply. If I'm going to click on back, it is asking for approval. Pipeline needs permission to access a resource before this can continue to demo-apply. So permission for this environment I'm giving. Before giving the permission, what I have to do, I have to click here and then I have to click on plan and to see How many resources are going to be created? 6 of the resources are going to be created. So we are good with the plan. I'll click on back and click here. I'll permit it to it. So then my Terraform apply task is going to be initiated. See, Terraform apply part initiated, Terraform minute, the Terraform task, which is our Terraform validate part, again the Terraform plan. See, our implementation is started. If you see here, our Terraform apply has been completed. So what is the exact meaning? It means like finally it has initiated a command. I would say Terraform init plan apply inside the resources, and all the 6 resource has been created inside my Azure account. So let me quickly verify it. See, this is my state file, and then let me click on resource group. It should reflect one more resource group name called as demo-rg. We are able to see demo-rg, and then in this demo-rg we are able to see all the required resources. Okay, so with this we have completed this demo video. What we have done, we have created two stages, one dedicated for plan and another stage dedicated for apply. Okay, and before moving from plan to apply, what we have taken, we have taken an approval, and also we have created a variable group to customize more our YAML file. Okay, so in the next video what we are going to do, we are not going to create any plan here. We are going to create a plan in plan stage only. Then we are going to create an artifact. Okay, and then this artifact is going to be downloaded here, and then it is going to run the apply. When I'm mentioning it creating an artifact, so the plan will create, I would say, using out option and the file underscore name, I would say we will use. And while running our apply in apply stage, it is not going to run any plan. It is going to use Terraform apply, and whatever the file name we have mentioned in our plan, it is going to run. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching the video. Hi everyone, in this video we are going to implement CI/CD pipeline using artifacts. Let's firstly discuss what we have implemented in last two videos. So in the first video, what we have discussed regarding the CI/CD implementation. So we created a single stage only. And in this stage, we have implemented Terraform init, Terraform plan, and Terraform apply. So for learning purpose, it is really good. But in real time scenario, we do not implement the things in a single stage. What we need multiple stages. So what are the options we have? Stage 1 and stage 2. In stage 1, what we have done? We have done Terraform init and Terraform plan. Then we wait for approval, and once our plan was approved, then we move to the second stage. But in second stage, we were implementing Terraform init, Terraform plan, and then using out option, we, we were saving the plan in file name, in file, and then we were implementing the Terraform apply with the file. If you see here, in the second stage, we have done Terraform init and plan, and then we are working on Terraform plan hyphen out option, then Terraform apply the file name, whatever we have created. As we do have discussed, the main benefit of Terraform hyphen out option is to create a file, and then at the apply time, we are going to implement the same plan. But if you see here, what we have done in stage 1, we have done Terraform init and plan, but in second stage, we are again creating a Terraform plan. This is not recommended in real time scenario. Why? Because chances are there whatever the plan was approved, it is not going to match 100% with the new Terraform plan in stage 2. So to overcome this challenge, what we have to do, we have to use hyphen out option here only, and whatever the file underscore name we have created, the same Terraform apply should be done using the same plan. Okay. In this case, we are going to create a plan in stage 1 only, and in stage 2, we are going to apply that plan. So in this case, we are going to see whatever the things are approved, the same things will be implemented while running Terraform apply. To achieve this one, what we have to create? We have to create an artifact. We have to create an artifact from the stage 1. Okay. Stage 1 is going to create an artifact, download in stage 2, and then we are going to implement Terraform apply with the same file name. Okay, as I do have mentioned in this case, after the approval, the 100% whatever the things we have planned, it is going to match. Okay, so let's discuss about the YAML file for this one. So I'm going to run a new pipeline. My source code is present in Azure Repos Git. The branch name is terraform-demo. Then existing Azure pipelines YAML file. I have already created a YAML file, and the name of the file is artifact multi-stages.yaml. As I do have discussed, the trigger is none, so we do not want to initiate this pipeline. Then we are having the pool. We are using Ubuntu-latest, and then we have created a variable group name called as terraform-vg. And if you see here, we are having the same two stage, one for demo plan again, and the next one is for demo apply. The steps Terraform installation, it is same. Then Terraform init, it is same. And we have created a variable, and this variables values are saved inside this one. We already have a detailed discussion in last video. Then we are having Terraform validate. And if you see here, what are the changes we have done in Terraform in demo plan stage, we have created a plan, and this plan is going to be saved inside demo-plan. Okay. As I do have discussed, this one is my stage 1, and this one it would be my stage 2, and this one is going to create Terraform plan and output hyphen out, which I do have mentioned in a file name called as demo-plan. Then second thing which we are going to do, we are going to create an artifact. So this is what we are doing. We are creating an artifact, and once this artifact is created, we are publishing a plan artifact. Okay, so we have created an artifact, we have published artifact. So stage 1 is completed. In stage 2, what we are going to notice, it will directly implement the apply with a file name called demo underscore plan. The first thing we have done, it is downloading an artifact, and once this artifact is downloaded, we are going to extract the files. Then our Terraform init we have done, then Terraform apply. If you see here in Terraform apply, what we have used, command option demo-plan. So whatever the plan we created in stage 1, it is going to be implemented in stage 2, and it would match 100% with our configuration. So the next thing which I'm going to do, I'm going to click on run, and see demo-plan has been started. The first command is Terraform installation. Terraform installation done. So Terraform init is started. Then Terraform task. Then Terraform plan. Terraform plan, I would say it is going to create a 6 resources. See, 6 to add. Then create a plan artifact. So publish and plan artifact. So Terraform plan has been completed. All the steps has been done. It has published an artifact. It is showing job is pending. See, I need to give the permission. Good to approve it. So in demo apply, the first thing it would be initiated, the apply stage, which it has done. It has downloaded the artifact. Then it is going to extract the files. Then our Terraform init part. And finally the Terraform apply. And in Terraform apply, if you see, it is using the same plan which we have generated in stage 1. Okay. This resource group creation is started. If you see here, all the 6 resource has been created. So let me quickly check inside my portal. Let me refresh from the top. See, demo -rg has been created. And in this RG, how many resources we are having? We are having 5 resources and plus our resource group. In this demo, what we have done, we have created one stage. Then we are having one more stage. I would say stage 2. In stage 1, we have created an artifact. And this artifact is having a Terraform plan out in the file name called as demo underscore plan. Okay. In stage 2, what we have downloaded the artifact. And once this artifact is downloaded, what we have done, we have initiated a Terraform init and directly the Terraform apply with the file name of, I would say, demo underscore plan. So what is the benefit in this case? In this case, whatever the plan was generated in stage 1 and it was approved, we have implemented the same plan. We are not going to run Terraform plan again in the second stage. So it in real time scenario, it really helps to match the configuration whatever we have approved in stage 1. So with this, we have completed this demo. So thanks a lot for watching the video.